Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is a power that we feel, a kind of a duty, almost a necessity to take control of something, right? Sometimes this is a card that reminds us that we can't control everything, but there are some things we can control. And I think right now you're in a situation where you might be kind of locked in a battle with someone, okay? There's someone that might be either trying to block your plans or somehow sabotage your plans or something like this. It could be something at work. It could be something in your personal life. I feel like we're taking charge here. I feel like this is you stepping up into this leadership energy and saying, I've got to make some changes. And this is the feeling that we're capable of doing that. See, this is a Mars and Aries kind of energy. This is really forceful. This is saying that, there is no in some ways saying that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, but no obstacle created in front of me can withstand my power. I'm going to figure out a way to get through it or over it or whatever, right? Let's put this card into a little bit of context. I feel like this is some power for you. It is dominion. To me, it feels as if somebody has breached your magic circle, and you're not going to stand for it, are you? We got the Eight of Wands. We've got the Death card. We've got a Five of Cups. You've got a Princess of Cups. And you've got the Hanged Man. Okay, interesting. Over here we have the Nine of Cups. Very good. We have the Temperance card, the Art card, the Pressure Cooker. We've got a Queen of Wands, and we've got a Knight of Wands. Interesting. See, there's a few court cards here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, there are. This is something with other people. I wonder if what we're sort of, what we might be realizing with this Two of Wands is very much that we cannot control other people. That we are not responsible for what other people are doing. That we have to protect our magic circle, but we cannot prevent what other people are doing with their time, with their lives. Maybe this is like a bunch of coworkers. Everybody's kind of goofing off, doing their own thing, and you're trying to take charge and realize that all you can really do is focus on keeping your work, clean. Keeping your head down and keeping your eyes on the prize, so to speak. Well, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Michael Scott right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down below, okay? Now, as we take a look around the room, we see a bit of a landscape of your soul right now. Okay, there is some tension in your relationships. I think you're learning how to let go of things so that we don't get so worked up over the problems that other people are causing, okay? Because I feel like people have disappointed you in the past. And so this might be kind of an idea of just letting go of those expectations where, you know what, yeah, people are going to act like people, right? I feel as if you're trying really not to be like this Queen of Wands, this kind of dominant energy. But nevertheless, you do need a way to release some of this tension that's building up. I feel like you're somebody who's working on a lot of transformation. I feel that you're trying to make choices in your life that are going to bring you more happiness, not, let's say, like more anxiety and more frustration. Okay, so we might be learning to just kind of, if we let go of the bovine excrement, right, we might have more time to dream. We might have more time to think about the fish in the percolator. Might have more time for our fantasies and our desires, our hopes, our wishes, our dreams and aspirations, you know. So we have major, three major arcana energies. The death card really realizing that us surrendering to the situation at hand, to this is the environment. This is what's going on outside of you, in other people, you know, in your interactions with other people, the environment, relationships, etc. The death card is us kind of knowing that by surrendering and, let's say, maybe by engaging with this, we're being transformed in a certain way, or by letting go of this and accepting this, we're being transformed in another way. So it really is all about this sort of transformation or even a transmutation of energy for you. Maybe translating or transmuting some of this frustration into a joy, into a happiness. Okay? The way that you are interacting with other people, the way that you are taking things, perhaps taking them personally, right? Maybe we're having a difficult time separating ourselves from the behavior of others, whether in our personal life or our professional lives. And so by working on this and trying to do this, I feel that we're creating a much happier life for ourselves, you know. Anyway, we've got fire, a lot of fire. Even this is some fire energy, right? It's a Sagittarius card, fire energy. In fact, both of these are Sagittarius cards. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Sagittarius person in your life that is kind of rubbing you the wrong way, okay? And I don't know if that is a friend or a family member or somebody, you know, somebody at work or whatever. We have a little bit of water. We don't have any air cards. We got these two waters here. And really, this is a water card, and this is a water card too. So we have a lot of fire. All this is fire. And then all of the rest of the cards are water cards. Water, 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 water. And then, of course, water. This is Scorpio, water. Hanged Man, pure water. Princess of Cups, Five of Cups, Nine of Cups. So it's all fire and water, right? And I kind of feel as if we are moving away from this leadership kind of energy. And the leadership energy, there's nothing wrong with being assertive and being a leader, but we have to also understand when to let things go. This might be an exercise in surrender, you know. The Two of Wands here can be very frustrated and anxious and kind of thwarted by that idea of other people are going to do what they want. People are going to act like people. It seems to be the theme here today. Because the Eight of Wands is kind of like, there's this growing frustration that I want to do something. I want to be the leader. I want to be the boss. I want to tell everybody where they can stick it. But I realize that I can't. My efforts are being frustrated here. My efforts are being blocked. And maybe that blockage is just simply, there's nothing that you can do. Okay? Sometimes the Eight of Wands is about creative problem solving in order to make the situation better. Okay, so maybe we do need to get creative here and find a way not to just go straight through the obstacle, but find a way for there not to be an obstacle there anyway, or find a way to just walk away from the obstacle, right? Because very often the Eight of Wands is this energy that feels like, I know I got to do something. I feel this pressure coming from inside, right? And the pressure coming from inside is in response to the pressure cooker, the pressure coming from outside squeezing you. This is the pressure then that meets the challenge. Okay, so in a way we have that kind of battle here. We have like two people locked in a battle. Pressure coming in, and this is your pressure going out, and it's just like two fists that are equally strong, and they just can't move. You know, they can't budge one another. So it creates this kind of an equilibrium of force. But it's not peace, it's not calm, it's not love, it's not harmony, right? This is dominion. This is two people fighting for the space, you know, fighting to occupy the same position on the chessboard. And so this is, you know, it's not a two of Pentacles. It's not harmonious change where one piece moves over, the other piece gets to stand there. It's not the Two of Swords. It's not peace, right? Which is a decision that kind of works well for everybody involved, and everybody can go home and sleep well that night. This is like, again, this is like an arm wrestling match where both people are just as strong, right? And so you're locked in that tension, and it feels like harmony, right? Because you're holding hands and nothing's moving, but there's a lot of energy being wasted. There's a lot of sweat. You're burning a lot of calories holding that position, you see. And so this is not Two of Cups either. It's not love. It's not saying like we can both stand on the same square together. Like, come over here. It's not that. This is tension. Okay? And the Eight of Wands is kind of like feeling, I'm trying my hardest to move, but I can't move. Every direction that I consider going is blocked, and it's not, there's no real solution. Right? And so I wonder if we are trying to then realize the futility of trying to control this particular situation. It may just be that there is literally nothing that we can do. And sometimes the Hanged Man is really letting go of that need for control, surrendering to those things that we can't change. Right? See, the Two of Wands is not change. This is us trying to change something by force, right? By Mars in Aries, trying to change something, but it's not the change itself. The change comes through the Two of Swords or Cups or Pentacles, which we don't have. So this is that battle. Not only do we have that Two of Wands type of battle and the Temperance card battle, like the pressure coming from outside, the pressure coming from inside, but we have generally in the reading this contrast between all water and then all fire. Okay? And this might be a move for you into a little bit more of a water mode, where instead of trying to wrestle with something, maybe you're trying to wrestle with yourself. Maybe you're trying to wrestle with the divine, or your guardian angel, your spirit guide. Maybe the Hanged Man is saying, I just need to let go and let God, right? I just need to just kind of lay down my weapons and just say, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm not gonna get involved with this. And perhaps this is even a little bit of that kind of judo type of strategy, right? Where we're using the tension. It's kind of like somebody's expecting you to really push back, and so they come at you with all their force, but you, instead of pushing back, which is what they're expecting, you move out of the way. And then they've like overexerted themselves, and they end up taking themselves down to the mat. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that feeling. You ever have that feeling when you're going to pick up like a jug of water or something, and you feel like it's going to be full, and so your body's already ready to like lift, and then it's empty, it's light as a feather, and you're up like this with the little jug of water. It's the same kind of thing, that anticipation of force, but you're doing something different. Yeah. You're not gonna respond the way that they're expecting. They're expecting two hands to come together and to be pushing side by side. But if you yield, they're gonna take themselves out to the curb, I don't know who this is or what the situation is right now, but I feel like this sort of flow state is a little bit more conducive to your goals. I think it's going to make you feel better. And I think that it really isn't a situation that you can dominate anyway. You can keep fighting and wrestling and struggling with it, but as it seems with the Eight of Wands, you're pretty equally matched. It doesn't feel like there's really that straightforward kind of solution. It is this Hanged Man that has to think of a different way to go about things. Maybe just to completely let it go and let this person, wear themselves out. It's like a boxer, or an MMA fighter that's not even throwing any punches, not even resisting anything, just kind of dancing around the room. And the other boxer is throwing all these punches and getting really, really mad, wearing themselves out until you can just kind of, a strong breeze will knock them over, right? And so this might be a better strategy for you going forward. But it's also that acceptance of things that we cannot change. It may be that this is a force that's more powerful than you are. So we may need a different strategy. We may need a more fluid-like response rather than trying to meet it pound for pound, right? In the past position, we have a Five of Cups. This is a card of disappointment. So this is definitely a situation that started because you weren't feeling good about the way things were transpiring. that you maybe felt as if somebody was trying to get onto your square on the chessboard. Or that they were occupying the square that belonged to you on the chessboard. So this is a disappointment. It's kind of feeling like, something should be here, but it's not, and I'm disappointed. Disappointment, it's when we expect to feel a certain way, we didn't get it. I was expecting that to feel good, but it didn't. And now I'm disappointed because I didn't get the thing I was expecting. I didn't get the thing that I wanted. It's like I'm craving ice cream. And then if I'm so excited to drive home, can't wait for the ice cream, but I get there, I look in the freezer, there's no ice cream. I was expecting a certain feeling, and I don't get to feel it. And that makes me sad, right? And so this is kind of where it all started. And I feel as if this is maybe a relationship, maybe this is a work thing, maybe this is something with a family member. The anxiety that it's causing now, right, with our inability to sort of get the thing that we wanted or have the feeling that we wanted to feel. Well, this could be the idea that we've been through a breakup, or this relationship wasn't what we thought it was going to be. I expected to feel a certain way and I didn't. It's kind of the Princess of Cups. This is what we wanted to feel. Perhaps we wanted to feel magic. We wanted to feel in love. We wanted to feel like we were living a dream. We were in a fantasy. It was a fairy tale, right? But it's not, and we were disappointed. I think that if we let go of this, we can get back to the fairy tale and the fantasy, and we can start kind of having these dreams and paying attention to those desires in us. And if what you want isn't here, why are you still looking here for it? Why are you trying to fight for it here if this isn't, if this isn't the thing? The Princess of Cups is somebody who feels something and is motivated by that feeling. Okay, I want something, therefore it's directing my behavior. When I suddenly get a craving for ice cream, then my behavior becomes, let's go to the fridge and get some ice cream, or the freezer, or the store, if you don't have any. What we don't see in the reading is any earth and any air, okay? So we don't have the earth because it doesn't really matter what this is. It's the feeling that is important to you. It's the feeling perhaps of, maybe we feel as if somebody disappointed us, and here we are trying to fix that with our fire, right? Rather than just letting it go and going with the flow and letting things carry on. The sooner we let it go and go with the flow, the sooner we can get back to really, really finding those things in life that are going to contribute to our happiness and our abundance. So the death card is really this card of letting things go. This is underneath the surface in you. This is something that needs to come forward in you. And this is kind of a grieve and let go. This is a, realizing that maybe something has run its course. Maybe something has reached its natural conclusion. And maybe we're trying to force something to stay together. Maybe we're trying to stay in a position and hold this position and not let anybody throw us off our little square on the chessboard. But maybe it's saying like, you had your turn, It's time to move on to something that is going to fulfill you and satisfy you much more than this. It's like we're trying to fight for this. Maybe we're getting laid off. Maybe we got fired. Maybe someone broke up with us. Maybe, maybe, I don't know, something's changing at work. They're hiring new people or something like this or whatever. We're being moved to a different department maybe. We don't want to budge. We don't want to leave this spot. Okay? But maybe we need to realize that, okay, Spirit has bigger plans for me. Maybe I'm not meant to be in this square of the chessboard forever. And I should let this other person have it, and I should let them do whatever they want, and I just move out of the way. Sometimes if we move out of the way, that antagonistic force is going to blow right by us and crash through the wall like in a cartoon. It will wear itself out. And it's not always by engaging with something. That's not easy for us to do, right? Is to sort of let something go and be the passive, yielding, water energy kind of thing here, because it kind of can be misinterpreted as weakness. I'm choosing not to engage. And that can be seen as weakness, and we might be taunted for being like a fraidy cat or a yellow belly. Well, that's what got Marty McFly into trouble, right? But sometimes it takes a really strong person who is in command of their faculties and their powers to just get out of the way and let something destroy itself, basically, right? And for us to then instead focus on how we can transmute some of this frustration into new aspirations, new dreams, new love. Let's have another dream. Let's focus on a different dream. This is maybe somebody lying down to go to sleep, immersing themselves in the water and saying, let's have a dream of life. Let's have a dream of what we want life to be. Because this, I think Spirit's telling you that this is not it for you. This is something we're fighting to hold on to, but we're being told to let go and follow the river to where it really is taking you, which is over here, to the Nine of Cups. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. The Nine of Cups is the card of the dream that keeps on dreaming, the happiness that keeps on happening. And if you're not happy here, don't fight for the happiness. Don't fight for something that isn't meant for you. Okay? Follow this course and let it take you to where it needs to. Because you're happy, you know what is going to make you happy. We can't force this situation to be it, right? We can't say, okay, I want to be happy and I know what happiness feels like, and I demand that this situation provide that for me. If it's not going to provide it, if this is a relationship that is not providing you what you need, you can't force it to do that. Okay? The only thing we can do is sort of, that whole thing, right? And so Spirit's not telling you to abandon anything or to give anything up or to let go of anything, but telling you what the landscape of your soul looks like at the moment. Okay? And I feel like you have this clear idea of the happy life. You want to live a happy life. We're not doing that when we're here. This is not living a happy life. Okay? That, I think, is an exhaustion of our energy. But this is a card that's saying, okay, you know what? I have dreams, hopes, and wishes, and I'm going to fulfill those. I'm going to build those up in my life. I'm going to take control of what I can control. I can't control other people, can't control the situation. I can control me. And if this situation isn't going to be conducive to my highest good, I can choose to leave the situation, or I can choose to respond to it in a different way, perhaps. Right? It's not necessarily about leaving the situation, but it is in how we react to things. It's how we control ourselves. We cannot control other people. But at the very least, right? At least we're not pretending everything is fine. At least we're realizing that something is sort of out of order here. Okay? And perhaps instead of fighting for it, we sort of let it be what it is. We just accept it. Okay, that's, this was a disappointment. This was what it was. Maybe we went in for a job interview or a promotion or something and somebody else got it. We can't really argue with that. There's not much we can really do. Okay. The pressure cooker in the environment in terms of your relationships. This is the pressure that's kind of coming from outside. I feel like there is this tension between you and this situation, and this is the card that's asking the question, do we like who we're becoming? Okay. In this pressure cooker kind of situation, are you becoming the best version of yourself? Are you fighting for something that really is worth it? Or do you like who you're becoming? Because every relationship is an alchemical relationship. Every situation is alchemy, right? It's changing us as much as we're trying to change the situation or change the person or like influence the world. The world is influencing us, okay? So this is kind of like we're out here on the blacksmith's anvil getting hammered by life. And I kind of feel like we're starting to wonder why. Why am I putting myself through this? Why am I still in this relationship? Because we're being changed every time something happens, every time this fire energy kind of flares up. We're being changed. We're different next time. Okay? So we have to be very aware of that. if this is the right pressure cooker for us. Now, everything in life is going to be a pressure cooker. You can't expect to go into the next relationship or the next job or the next friendship and it's just going to be easy. No, it's not easy. If it's worth it, it's rarely easy. I think the question is now, is this one actually worth it? Okay. The energy we don't want is the Queen of Wands. And maybe the Queen of Wands, maybe it feels like there is somebody in life that's telling you what to do. You know, maybe it feels like there is kind of a petty tyrant in your life. Now, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. This may not be a Sagittarius person. It may not even be a fire sign person. It may not even be a person. But it kind of feels as if somebody is trying to control us more than we want to be controlled. Trying to tell us what to do, how to think, how to feel, more than we are comfortable with. Okay? And sometimes, instead of fighting back, it's a matter of responding in a different way. Perhaps letting it go. Perhaps even kind of trying to ignore certain things about the situation. But this is the energy we don't want. We don't want this towering figure looming over our lives. Maybe it's like a micromanager. Maybe it's somebody who's really like trying to compete for your job or something, you know. Maybe it's a friend who's just always in that kind of comparison, competition kind of deal, right? This is what we don't want. But what we do see at the end, the final answer here, is the Knight of Wands. That's a very impulsive energy. That's an energy that is being carried away by the horse, right? This is somebody that is not hesitating, is just going, yeah. I wonder if that's really it, because we have this kind of letting go, surrendering, and then hightailing it out of there. Hightailing it out of there. There's not even any swords cards. It's like there's no conversation. You don't owe anybody an explanation. This is a card that's saying you should go forward. Do not hesitate. Hold the reins. Hold your will. Hold tight. Right? Squeeze your knees together around that horse, because that horse is taken off. Okay? So a big shift, I feel like. And you've got to hold on, but you don't want to hesitate. You don't want to slow this down by thinking. You don't want thought to get in the way of this impulse. It's kind of like if somebody were to ask you, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay or do you want to go? You have to answer as quickly as you possibly can. Don't think about it. Because then we're going to kind of figure out it's the easy thing to do. What should I do? You know, no. Instantaneously, what do you want to do? Stay or go? And you answer as quickly as you can, because you're not going to let thought get in between you and the horse here. You feel the impulse. I feel like we need to go. I feel like we need to do something different. There is this big shift. I feel like your life is really changing here, okay? But it's changing for the better. Because of this water energy, because of this Nine of Cups, you know what you want. And if you're disappointed here, then go get what you want in life. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. Here we've got some choices. Empress, a 10 of Cups, another 9 of Cups, the Hierophant, maybe your Taurus power card. Maybe a 6 of Cups or 6 of Pentacles, maybe an Ace of Swords. I kind of feel like it's going to be an Ace of Wands, though. Yeah. Well, let's see. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, very good. This is you not only feeling a happy life, like knowing what I want. This is you now living the happy life. You got your pets, your plants, your people are around there somewhere, right? This is you enjoying your life. This is where you belong here. Yeah. So, I like that. We've got the water and earth combination, which is the same as a Princess of Cups, water and earth. Kind of saying like, I motivate, I desire a happy life, and look at that, I'm living the good life here. This is a card of gain. This is a card of abundance, and this is a card of things really growing and working in every dimension of your life, physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative. Okay? I don't know this situation for you is disappointing in one or several of those dimensions. But this is you knowing what kind of life will feel good, and this is you now creating that life that feels good. So this is a little bit easier here than what we had before, right? And I think this is the Knight of Wands is really you kind of galloping away into your best life, realizing that this isn't even worth your time. This isn't even worth, and it's kind of like this thing, you're going to fight for it, but it's still leading to more suffering, more sacrifice. So this is kind of saying like, look, you want something different. You want something more than this. Because this is sadness. This is a lot of fighting, a lot of turmoil, a lot of turbulence. And then what in the future? More suffering? That's a pressure cooker that you may not find to be worth it. You may be chasing the wrong dream here. You're chasing the dream up here. And look at that. You're living a happy life. I love it. I absolutely love it. Big shift coming for you in a very positive way. Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we're going to do an I Ching hexagram and some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. I don't usually sound like this. I got allergies. If you want to watch all these readings at the website, go to doveandserpenttarot.com or find me on Patreon. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. These readings are totally free. They don't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.